This is the Unperishable podcast, and I'm your host, Shari. I don't know about you, but higher education and all that is nice and necessary for some. What I've learned to be true is research, education, mistakes, and experiences have given me the information I needed as an entrepreneur. I believe that sharing collective information will help you level up in life and in your community. I want to ensure that we do not perish for lack of knowledge and stay in the know with Shari and the No Nation. So, No Nation, we're 5 episodes in. How are you feeling? Do you feel like you are more in the know? We're almost done with season 1. So season 1 will be maybe 6 or 7 episodes. And I need to hear from you. What's missing? How can we reach more unperishable followers for the No Nation? What I need you to do is share this podcast and make sure you tell a friend. I know you're learning, so tell a friend. But what is it time for? Call to action time, right? Did you network or look into networking opportunities? What was your experience like? Share your tips and goals for your next networking event. And make sure you share with the No Nation how you network like a pro. What are you doing? We're a group. We're a community. Let's do it together. Now, I have a question for you. Who are you? I was listening to a minister, and he was talking about people that say, I don't care what people think about me, and, all that. I honestly believe that some people stand by that. They feel it in their spirit. They feel it in their soul. They mean it. It's a real thing. But for me, as an entrepreneur, a board member, a leader, an influencer, a friend, a daughter, all those things, I care. But I found out I'm in good company because the minister, he was talking about the passage of scripture that says, even Jesus asked, who do they say I am? And that made me think about how I'm viewed. I know the way some people see me and the way I see myself is different. Imposter syndrome is a real thing. Just recently, a woman I was consulting for a business was saying, I'm going to be like you when I grow up. And I was like, okay. Have higher goals, ma'am. But, perception is always different than reality. Right now, I am in the mix of practicing what I preach. I really don't always do that and haven't done that because it's easier to tell everyone what to do, make it sound easy. But getting out there and standing in the trenches while you get no after no, it's rough sometimes. What I've said is NO stands for next opportunity. No Nation, you have made me accountable because I can't tell you what to do, who to talk to, what connections to make, and I'm couch kicking it. I have to, do what I need to do. And I'm going to say this and get it out there. I've said for years that I'm so grateful that social media wasn't around when I was in elementary and high school. But honestly, it's almost just as bad. In church, people talk about soul ties. Well, it's envy ties. That's a real thing too. This is how you envy and idolize other people's journey and success. I'm guilty of this. It happens every day. And when I look at other pages, I'm like, why am I not a brand ambassador? Why didn't they invite me to that event? Why am I not speaking at that conference? The fact that weekly I see posts that talk about unfollow people or pages that make you feel less than or negative about you, or, if you're not at your absolute best when you see this. That says something. But what I have to recognize and what I want you to recognize is we are learning this process. You have to use social media and learn social media, learn all the little tips and tools and tricks and go on Pinterest and buy this course. Like, we're learning through trial and error. So I want you to give yourself a gold star for effort and determination. And I'm saying, like, go you. Because a lot of people don't have all those resources to guide them through this process. And when you really think about it, the way social media is right now, this is kind of a new thing where people are really profiting and benefiting off of social media. If you ask me, I've been a brand ambassador my whole life because I've always been like, oh yeah, you need to get this. Oh, get this conditioner. Oh, you need this. So that's why I'm like, I missed something because I need to check. But, we going to get it together. Now, my question is this. What is said or known about you, your business, your brand, service, quality, attitude? The list goes on and on and on. I'm going to give you a few examples before we do the heavy lifting of this podcast. There is a Black-owned restaurant that has amazing food. It's delicious. But the service is horrible. It's bad. I go pretty often for a few reasons. Number one, the food is good. Number two, I already know that service sucks. But one way I use this knowledge to my advantage is this is one of my go-to first date night locations. I like to see how my date is going to react to the bad service. And it's really bad. It's bad. I like to see how they tip with this bad service. Are they making scenes? Are they able to enjoy the date and the food amidst the environment? Does it become the focus of the night? Oh, all night we're talking about this horrible service. It really ends up helping me see some of the things that I might not see for months early on. So it's a win-win for me. But it's a shame that this is the reputation this business has because it always wasn't like this. Over time, this became the norm. And even with the owner walking around and, possibly saying hello, it's still like a thumbs down for me when it comes to what they could be and what they have been. But overall, this is the consistent image of this business in my eyes. Another thing with me, I have a bad habit of loving certain hood restaurants. I won't say which ones, but it may or may not be filthy. Let me just say that. I'm convinced that the good mild sauce and fried chicken comes from seasoned grease. And I'm just air quotes, right? I'm just saying. But let's think about this. For me, knowing that people see me as my brand means a lot to me. There have been times that I'm out and I hear, hey, Cupcake, do you have any cupcakes in your purse? I mean, this is just me. No custom branded shirt, just me. And what people remember and see as my product. That makes me feel good. They start to talk about their favorite cupcake and remember where they were when they had it. It's like a full experience. But that's what I want. And that's what you want as a brand. I want people to see me and start to want some banana pudding cupcakes or some pound cake, something. No one ever asks me, are you still baking? All I hear is, when can I get an order in? And that is good for me and for business and for my brand. There's a lady on Instagram, Mama Fresh, and she has a greeting that she asks her followers to use if they see her out. It's, hey, Mama, hey. I've been out in Hyde Park a couple times and said, hey, Mama, hey. And she immediately turns around and gives you a huge smile and a hug. This is consistent branding. And you have conveyed a clear message about your brand and those things when you're out and people recognize you and something about your brand. So the fact that I'll be out and, see her and, hey, Mama, hey, and other people will turn around, oh, hey, Mama, hey, that's good. Because she's put something in place where she can recognize her followers. And a lot of people that I've seen on social media will say, if you see me out, say hi. But she never has to ask people that. So she has kind of critiqued that piece because her greeting and her call is, hey, mama, hey. So people don't have to feel like, oh, I hope I'm not intruding. They just say that, and it welcomes that conversation, that interaction, and that engagement. We just want to kind of think about that. Like, what do people see when they see your business, you, and how are you perceived? Outside of business, let's talk about you as a person, right? Because your business and you are two different things. But if your business is great, but you aren't great, how does that work? Do people know you for being positive or difficult? Are you on time or late? Are you dependable or are you flaky? Because you're a brand, whether you have a business or not. Are you the messy friend that keeps a lot of drama surrounding you? How you are viewed as a business, professionally, personally, and how you view yourself is important to evaluate. How do we find out who people say we are? It's a few ways. Think about the last time you received a genuine compliment. What was it and how did it make you feel? Think about that for a minute. My friends always tell me I'm smart. So I think it's true. I mean, I know I'm not a genius, but based on popular opinion, I'm smart. Another way is for your business. Request referrals and reviews for your business. Ask people, what do they appreciate or like about your business? Or ask people, what do they appreciate or like about you? Are you ready for feedback? And what are you going to do with this information? Because if you're a person that withdraws when you receive constructive criticism, it's not meaningful and it's not useful. Prepare yourself because feedback is grading yourself first. Now, we know our faults and shortcomings. So if you're grading yourself and you give yourself a C, I'm giving you a B plus because we're harder on ourselves than we should be. So whatever your grade is, I'm going to give you a up plus, okay? One of the things that I'm taking more inventory on from me is my follow through, my patience, my kindness, my timeliness, and my energy. And my energy is a big one. I have canceled dates because my energy was bad. Because I'm not going to go into a situation with someone else and I'm not who I need to be. I'm not sure what I would add to these, but these are a few things to kind of start with. Another thing that I'm going to challenge you to do is make a personal business plan, a blueprint for your life. What areas need construction? What areas need renovation, updates, or a total rehab? Think about new construction needed in your life, the build outs for your future. This is important. We put so much into building our business plans for our future business and for the success of our business, but we don't put a plan in place for ourselves. I think this personal business plan should include your health, self-care items, things you need to do to be productive for you. Do you need to move your bedtime? Do you need to move your wake-up time? Do you need to add the gym into your life plan? Put those things in your business plan. People call it whatever, but I'm the business girl, so that's what I'm going to call it. We're going to do a life business plan and make your business your life. Within all of this, find someone you trust. Speak with someone who's going to give you some honest feedback. Just yesterday, I was talking to one of my friends, and she's scheduled to present at a conference. And she was telling me, I really just don't want to do it. And I guess she forgot who she was on the phone with because I was like, but you are, because this is an opportunity. And make sure you have business cards. Get on Vistaprint because you never know who you're going to meet. And, went on and on and on. And she was like, why are you being that friend right now? And I was like, because this is the friend you got. You're going to do it. You're going to be successful. You're going to network. And you're going to make some connections that are going to change your next year. And she was like, I think I'm done talking to you. But she texted me. She texted me after and was like, thank you. I appreciate you, kicking me in my butt. But, that's who I have to be, I want somebody to be there for me because we do feel like, I just don't feel like it. But we need someone to show us what we're missing when we don't take the opportunities that we're given. Because in our reality, last year, this conference could have been something she was aspiring towards. And now it's here. And for whatever reason, it's like, I don't want to do it. So no, we're not going to allow that. So you be that friend. The main point of this podcast is for you to control the narrative, which is something you can do. If you want good service to be the most recalled focus of your business, start with training. Put systems in place. Chick-fil-A has this down. They train their staff across the country to be consistent with great customer service. I remember not too long ago, there was a social media post and someone was like, I was at Chick-fil-A and they were rude or something like that. And all the comments were like, you a lie. It was hilarious because everybody was defending Chick-fil-A. That's quality control. When everybody knows you do something across the board well and will defend you without question, you have successfully accomplished brand identification via customer service. At the company I work for, it took some time, but I've gotten to the place where staff and management know when something sounds off. So if someone says, I talked to Shari and, she didn't do this or she ignored me or something like that, people know that's not even me. And it's well known that my reputation is I work hard to complete tasks in a timely and professional manner. And it's funny because people will be like, she might have been busy or whatever. Like they will make the excuse for me because they know I don't do that. What can you say in your reputation people will defend? Make a list of things that you don't want to be an issue for you or your business. And make a second list of things that you want you or your business or brand to be known for. Create some goals and possibly like a questionnaire. Social media, Facebook and Instagram, they have polls now and question options that can be useful for feedback. Use your platform to be proactive and make the free resources we have work for us. Google Forms is another way to ensure you have like everything you need, all the information so that you can put a plan in place and know kind of how people are responding to you, how they view you. Now, this was, kind of a reflective podcast, but it's call to action time. So I want you to think of 3 businesses you frequent regularly. And what impressions do you have about those businesses? Like, if you go to the hair salon, are you there all day? Does the grocery store in your neighborhood always have long lines? What connections do you make to these businesses? Now think about individuals. What 3 people do you talk to the most? And what do you know about them? Are they hard to get off the phone? Are they passionate about anything? And how do you feel when you talk to them? Let's dig into our relationships and evaluate the people in our lives as well. And let's look at our communities. What communities do you spend the most time in? What neighborhoods are you uncomfortable in? And think about why. Is it because of a personal experience or a comment or something you heard? Let's begin to evaluate our universe, our business, our community, our brand, and you. If we're going to be unperishable, we have to dispel some of the myths. Like, all Black women are angry. All Black women are not angry. Some of us are tired, driven, focused on our goals. Shall I continue? Some communities have a lot of potential, but we have to invest in them. We have to invest in our Black and brown communities and reclaim them. I'm going to tell you this, and some people may disagree with me, but this is my podcast. People don't go to River Oaks Mall that live near River Oaks Mall. They go to Orland and everywhere else. I am not one of those people because I feel like I should not have to waste gas to go to somewhere else who has the same product that I need. If the service is an issue in a particular store, we should be contacting corporate and telling them that service in this store is an issue. If there is a store that is not in that mall that we want to frequent, we need to contact corporate and tell them, I'm in a community that has this location. Why isn't your store there? Why aren't we doing that? Why aren't we creating the buzz for our communities? So I want you all to think about that. Whatever your favorite story is, if that's something that is not in your community, why are we not calling corporate and asking them why? If several people that you know are frequenting the same stores but have to drive miles to get to one, you should be contacting corporate and letting them know that there is a demographic for their product in your community. So take that and do what you will. When our program was in the process of being evaluated, I remember being in a workshop where a gentleman said the monitors that would be evaluating our program were looking for looking up moments in the children. He explained when you're thinking about information that you already know and are recalling it, you look up naturally. What restaurant did you visit last? Did you just look up? If you didn't, it's okay. But I hope during this podcast, you had lots of looking up moments. And as always, I thank you for listening. I hope you share this episode and continue to remain unperishable with Shari and the No Nation.